What's up, peoples? What's up? So, I've been contemplating love a lot. You know, watching these Kevin Samuel videos, and then some other videos that I've been watching about feminism and how it's kind of like fucked up women in their way of thinking because they don't really understand what it really means. And then you have those who just take it to the extreme. And Abba and Preach are somebody that I like watching because they always touch on these topics. And I found this video that was done back in April in 2021, but I think it's still relevant right now. And the video, she's preaching why many would never find a partner, and I found it interesting. I was like 2 minutes in. I figured, like, let's do a video because I would like to talk about this. It's 22 minutes long, so we're gonna have a little bit of, this is probably gonna be a 30-minute video, but I'm gonna press play.
Lori is here. She is the author of Marry Him, making the case for settling for Mr. Good Enough.
The book is based on a survey where men and women were asked if they got 80% of everything they want in their ideal mate, would they be happy with that? And women said, no, that's settling. And men said, 80%, I'd be thrilled, that's a catch. And so
80% to the women you surveyed is settling?
That's settling because, the question is, what actually makes us happy in long-term romantic love?
That's crazy.
And, that's the question that I explore in the book. And I'm a journalist, so I went out and I asked neurobiologists about chemistry, and I asked behavioral economists about demographics, and I asked marital researchers.
What are women too picky about here?
Well, I'll tell you, men and women were asked what would be a deal breaker for going on a second date. And men named 3 things. They said she has to be cute enough. She doesn't have to look like Angelina Jolie. She just has to be cute enough. She has to be warm and kind. And she has to be interesting to talk to. Those seem like really valid criteria.
Ding, 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 ding. Pretty simple.
Right. Okay, reasonable, right? The women came back with 300 things that would rule out a guy for a second date. We're talking about like another 2 hours and maybe a free dinner. And they wouldn't do it. And there were things like, he wore a brown belt with black shoes. Or we were having a really good time and I thought he was cute and he was interesting, but then he did this Austin Powers impression and I just can't get that out of my mind and I can't go out with him again. Austin Powers guy could be the love of her life. If he does these impressions on the second date, okay, don't go on a third. But maybe he was just nervous. The guys who are bad first daters might be great life partners. You don't know.
Bars.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Let me just let her preach.
She
She's
said
making a valid point.
Hey, you got nothing to say.
Let me make the other argument. You have to have a list, Lori. You have to. You just can't run around dating any Tom, Dick, or Harry. You have to develop a list,
but you have to have the right things on your list. They have to be the right things. The character things, is he kind? Do we have the same life goals? Do we have the same values, the fundamentals? Do we enjoy each other? How do we communicate with each other? Somebody said to me, this woman that I was really interested in wouldn't go out with me because I didn't read the same books that she did. But she's madly in love with this guy who reads the same books, but he doesn't call her when he says he will.
What are your thoughts?
Wow.
I just ain't got shit to say. I mean, it's just that it's what I see. It's what I see in some of my girls' friends, some of my friends, some of my girls' friends, and whenever we sit down and we talk, oh yeah, I got my dating and I'm like, yeah, girl, sit down, yeah, but he did this and he did that and that. I'm like, girl, you're gonna be alone for the rest of your life, like if you keep on going like that for little stuff. There's people that if you look at them, they don't go together, right? As a matter of fact, if you look at me and my wife, we don't technically, for what most people would look for, we do not go together. Like, I like loud ass music, she doesn't. I like bass, I like people, she doesn't. I like motorcycles, nope. We don't watch necessarily the same shows, but raising a family ain't about the shows you watch. It ain't about the motorcycles you watch. It ain't about all, so.
You know what? It's funny because when people talk about compatibility, they talk about, we share the same hobby.
Yes.
We like the same shows. But when you talk, that's fine for when you're dating. But when you think about doing something long term, Your compatibility should not basically be itself on that. It should be a matter of values. It should be a matter of vision. Me and Preach are nothing alike in terms of personality.
On every point. Yep. Name them. We are polar opposites on everything. Girls we like, on what we drive, on how we eat, on what we eat, on everything.
Yeah.
Maybe music?
And even then, there's a bit of overlap, but really not. But you know where we do have compatibility? It's values.
Yup.
Me and Preach both value integrity. Me and Preach both value working consistently. Me and Preach both value speaking our minds. Right? There's one thing I've never questioned about you. It's your integrity. You know?
If you ask me, yo, there's some shit going on? Yeah. We sit down, we talk about it, we chop it up.
That's
right?
it. That's it.
If we think about it, I'm like mad that we're not friends. I can't even see it. Because
I'm going to stop it right here. Because I think we've seen enough. If you guys want to check out the video, check it out yourself. But I already know where they're kind of going with them with this. I've seen them quite a few times to know where their mindset is at, and they have a valid point in the sense of values, right? Nowadays, people don't have the same values in dating or what they want in a relationship. And that's true. And values are very important in a healthy relationship or marriage, for that relationship or marriage to fucking last. However, I mean, everyone is different. There are people who like having people who are opposite to them, and then there are people who like having someone who's alike to them. And that's, I feel like this whole nuance right now where, like, I don't even know if I'm using that word right, but females now are like very, very shallow, man. Even my female friends throughout the years, and I've had more female friends than I've had male friends. And a lot of my female friends were shallow, even in high school, even after high school. And it's all because of their ignorant way of looking at feminism and looking at choice and what their options are. And it was more like they weren't really looking at their life from a realistic point of view. They were looking at it from a fairy tale point of view, you know? And it's bad. Like, in my opinion, it's bad, because that's why, like, I don't even like online dating anymore. Because even I don't feel right. I've never felt right, actually, about swiping left and right. Because it's not enough, you know? And a lot of the times, I swipe yes most of the time. Because I try to be humbling, you know? I'm a reacher, but in the past, I know myself well enough to say that if a girl I feel is good enough, you know, what girls call settling. But to me, it's not really settling, because beauty is one thing, but it's like, I'd rather be with a girl who's a 7, who has the same values as I do, and we share things in common, and we also have our differences, but she adds value to my life, versus a girl who's a 10 and doesn't know how to do shit, doesn't know what value means, doesn't know how to even contribute to value. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know, it's really sad, because I'm afraid for a lot of people. This video is about many would never find a partner, and that may be very true. I wouldn't be surprised if by like my 40s, you see, like, I see a lot of like people that I know finally getting married, or maybe staying single. You know, I'm saying married because, you know, I'm a cup half full kind of guy, so I'm hoping that girls snap out of it, especially a lot of my female friends, and really, see things for what they really are. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them ended up single by the time I'm 40. It's a hard world out there, and the real question is, how do we change it? How do we change it when we have so many different perspectives, environments? Like, this is something that I feel like should definitely be taught in school, relationships, like a real sexual education, I feel like parents, they don't really like talking about this shit. They don't even know how to guide their kids, really. Because that's what happened with me. Like, my parents didn't show me shit about relationships. They were bad examples as a relationship. And it's like, I had to learn everything, trial and error. And now I'm like 29, and it's like, you know what? I don't want to fuck with none of these girls until I know that I found the right one. That's the point that I've gotten to, is like, I don't even want to waste my time dating or like looking for dating. Obviously, yeah, a lot of things that some of these guys say about men are opportunists when it comes to sex is just a given. It's in our nature. Like, I'm an opportunist. I'll be the first to admit it. I admit it to every girl. If opportunity presents itself, who am I? I'm not gonna say no. I'm also the type of guy that I'm not gonna take advantage either. Like, I'm not gonna have sex with a girl if I know she's gonna fall for me and I don't want to be with her. I'm not gonna have sex with a girl if she's fucking drunk or like not in her cups, not really sober about her decision. And I'm not, and I wouldn't want to fuck a girl who's a hoe either. You get me? Like, it's a lot of things. And then you probably ask, like, what will you fuck though? I don't know. Like, a girl who thinks like me, I guess. One of those independent women that doesn't take sex too seriously. I don't know. But either way, like, I'm not really going after it either, because I'm focused on my shit. I'm focused on building a legacy for my son, because I already, had a son out of wedlock. And I want to make sure that I have everything provided for him, and also make sure that his mom doesn't have to struggle with him, so that she can live her life and I can live mine. It's just a responsible thing to do. And now I got to think about, like, who I'm going to involve in my life. Like, who would be good for my son, good for me, good for the whole family, the vision. It's complicated now, man. It's complicated. It's sad. It's like depressing almost, because it's like, fuck. Especially for me, I'm a sexual person. It's like, I don't want to be a hoe, but I don't want to be a heartbreaker either. You get me? It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, that's all I really got to say. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know your opinion. What do you think? How's your dating life? Something we can definitely talk about, have a discussion about. So, check you in the next one. Peace out. Love you. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next episode.